Hello, thank you for joining us. We're going to be looking at website authoring using a table. Now the instruction here says to create a web page that shows a table with the following information and displays a caption, colors. Well, we have 3 rows and 2 columns, and what we need to do is set up our HTML that has some new code that displays a table. So let's set this out. Let's start with let's get a new notepad if we can. All right, so we're going to have open HTML tag and close HTML. There's our web page starting, and we're going to have open a head tag and closing our head tag. So we're creating our title. This is pretty standard. Open our title and we will say table creation. We'll just create a table and close the title. All right, so let's go to the body of our web page. Let's go down. We close our body. So we've got everything we need. We don't need that line. Now, in our body, we want to produce a table. And so we're going to have an open table tag, which means if we open a table here, then down below, we will have a closed table. Too many. All right, let's put some. Oh, I didn't see that. I've lost my open table, haven't I? Okay. Table, open, and down below we have a closed table. So we're going to produce a table in here. Now the instruction says we wanted a caption that said colors. Now a caption is its own title and it won't appear inside the boundary line of the table. So we will put the open a caption tag. And of course we need a close caption tag, and everything between that is our caption. And our caption is going to say colors. There it is, our open caption tag and our closed caption tag, and we put the word colors between it. Now, this is really, let's have a look at this so far. All we've got is a body that says caption colors. Now, if we save this as, let's call it our table.html, and we'll save this in the folder HTML with all the other files that we've been working on. Okay, now let's have a look at this tables. Where are you? There it is. And we will open with Internet Explorer. And there it is. It just says colors. All right, that's it. We don't have a table yet. Now a table traditionally has rows and columns. So what we're going to do is go back and start putting some rows and columns in. And where is it? Here. All right, so let's start with our first row. And we're just going to put TR. That is a table row. Now our first row and TR. In our first row we have, do you remember, it said red and 36%. So let's put in here, we need data in our first row. Now the thing was, each data item is sandwiched between a table data tag. So the first data will be between TD and close TD. This is our first data item. Our second data item will be between TD and a closed TD. And that's the first row. Now, in the first data, we want red. Now let's just back this up because we don't need this so far away. Not that it matters. And in the second data item, we wanted 36%. There it is, 36%. Back this up. That's the first row right here. There you go, that's the first row. Well, the second row, we will have open table row, and down below we will have a close table row. And in the second row, we have two data items, and the first data, TD, I'll just put these on the same line, and the second data item, done slightly different just so that you can see what we're doing, is sandwiched between an open tag and a closed tag of data items. Now the second data item, second row was green 23%. So green, just back this up, and 23%. That's the second row. You can see what's happening here. There we have the second row. So I'll just highlight the second row. We open the row, the first data item is green, the second data item is 23%. Notice the TD, closed TD for data, the table data, table data. TR for the table row, table row. This is the second row, and we want a third row. So yes, we need a third row. So again, a TR for the third row, and we want a closed TR. Now there's two data items in this row, so we need a first data item. We'll go between TD and closed TD. Second data item along that row will go between an open data item and closed data item. And in that third row, we want blue and 41%. So we want blue and 41%. 41%. I'll just close this up, backspace over those gaps. And there we have our third row of our table, our second row, our first row, our caption. And this is our table, starting open table, closed table, sandwiched between an open body and closed body. All right, let's save this, run it, and let's have a look at it. Open with Internet Explorer, and there it is. That's the table. Doesn't look very impressive, does it? The caption is colors, and we've got red 36%, green 23%, and blue 41%. Now, this is really great. A lot of tables we have lines around it, and that's an attribute of a table. And the attribute we're talking about is the border equals attribute. So if we wanted a border, let's go in here to the attribute of the table. If we put our cursor inside the open table tag, hit a space, the attribute is border equals. This is more information. This is the attribute, and we want what border size. Let's just make it a border size of 1. Well, what does this attribute do? So let's save this. Let's run it. And lo and behold, now we're starting to look like a table. Isn't that fantastic? We've got a border which is set as 1 point. Now, if you set the border to be a little bit larger, if you had 0, you wouldn't see the border at all. And if you change that, you will see that, change the border to be bigger. Let's make it, say, a size 6. You can play around with it, save it, and let's We'll open with Internet Explorer. And as you can see, we've got a thicker border. Okay, that is the activity that we were asked to do. The next task that we're going to be looking at is a task about headers and footers in table. Notice we haven't enhanced the colors or the size. The previous sessions we were playing around with style sheets. You can create your own style sheet for these, for the background color, for the size, for the font size. Until I talk to you again, can you practice this? I hope you can and get good at it. Until then, stay happy.